Hey everyone, before we jump into exploring Google's agent development kit, let's take a quick look at what we will be building by the end of this video. So here we will write generate PPT on Elon Musk, and it is transferred to an agent, then a tool, then again to a different agent, and again to a different tool, and then presentation is created successfully. So let's check what is created. It has generated a dynamic PPT on Elon Musk. Fairly looks great with the Wikipedia content. So this is what we will be building today. So hello again, I'm Keval Mahajan. We are going to explore Google's new agent development kit by creating some wonderful agents. So let's dive right into it. Let's start the initial setup by creating all the necessary files and folder structure. So I'll create one folder here, and inside that folder I'll create one init.py file, and the second one will be .env to store all the APIs, and the third one will be agent.py file. Okay, so now that we have created all the files that are required, let's go to the terminal and create a virtual environment for our project. Okay, so this will create a virtual environment and we will activate the environment. Okay, so let's install our package. Pip install Google ADK. Yeah, so the package is successfully installed. Now let's go to our init.py and we'll write one line of code that is for importing our agent. And all the agents that we are going to mention will be in this agent.py file. So there will be another file that will be called as tools.py. So in this file we will have all our tools mentioned. So tools are basically building blocks that are used by agents to perform tasks. In ADK we have a variety of tools, like starting with the first one will be function tools. So these are basically simple Python functions that can be exposed as tool. Tool can be as simple as doing mathematical calculations or as complex as predicting future stock price using machine learning. Anything that is a Python function can be used as tools for AI agents. So I'll quickly touch upon these other tools that are supported by ADK, and then we'll move towards creating our own functions, tools for our use case. So the second tool set is built-in tools. So why reinvent when essentials are already in your toolkit? Like these are some predefined tools like Google search or code execution tool. So you don't have to write any specific function for these tools. They are already included in the package. We just have to import it and use it as required. Moving to the next one, that is third-party tools. So now this one is interesting. So why stop with building tools in Google ADK only? We have frameworks like LangChain and CrewAI that have various inbuilt tools. Like LangChain has inbuilt tools like some search tools, GitHub tools, some database tools, and CrewAI has tools for web scraping, file management, and many more. Like instead of writing the whole code again, we have the feasibility to just import and use them. The next one will be MCP tool support. So given the hype MCP has generated, support for MCP is very essential. Like we have hundreds of ready-made servers. Just find the one that fits your use case and connect. The last tool that we have in our list is Open API tools. So here we just have to load the Open API specs, like from something like Fast API or a Flask server, and boom, you have got a fully structured callable tool. So no messy setups with request for HTTPS packages, just clean defined interactions with external services. Enough of ADK's information, right? So let's create our own cool tools. We will be creating two tools. One will be Wikipedia tool and the other one will be for creating PPT presentations. So let's install Wikipedia and we will also install PPTX. So till then this is being installed. we'll create our tools. So here there is one tool called as get Wikipedia content, which takes query as the argument, and we have a description that is mentioned in the doc string of the function, and the arguments that are mentioned and what it returns. So this is essential for creating a tool. This doc string needs to be in the same format, and whatever after that is your choice. You can implement anything. So after that, we'll create the second one for generating PPT presentation. So this is another function called as create dynamic presentation, which take PPT spec dictionary as the input argument, which is a dictionary with the title and the list of slides. So we have a title of the presentation and then the slides. So each slide can contain layout, title, content, bullets, images. So this will be dynamically created by our LLM, and it returns the status of the file created. So this is just a basic function. So we are not going to focus on the tool functionality, but we will be focusing on using them. So let's install pptx2. Oh no, it's Python pptx. Yeah. Now that we have created all the tools, it's time to build the agents that will put these tools to work. So let's start by importing from google.adk.agents, import LLM agent. The second one will be importing all the tools that we have created. So from my ADK agent.tools, import get Wikipedia content and the create dynamic presentation tool. So after this, let's start with creating the first agent, that will be Wikipedia agent. LLM agent, the first parameter will be name. Let's give it afterwards the description. So I'll give it a name as Wikipedia agent, and the description will be agent to search any Wikipedia page and return the complete content. So we have a instruction parameter too. Here we can give any instruction that you feel that is required for this agent to work. So I'll provide one instruction here. So as per your agent and the tools that you're using in that agent, you can mention any description or the relevant instructions to the agent. After this, we have one more parameter called as model. So it will use the underlying LLM model. We will implement that later, and we will give the tools as get Wikipedia content. Okay, so let's implement this model now. So Google's ADK supports Gemini as well as other models too. So we will import light LLM. So from Google ADK models.light LLM, import light LLM. I'll create a variable here that is provider. So this provider refers to the LLM provider. I'll give it as Google for now. And let's create a if else statement. So as it supports light LLM, that means it supports Anthropic, OpenAI, Llama model. It also supports VLLM. So we just have to give our API base URL, our API key, and the model name. And it also supports Google Gemini model. So I'll write that here. So as we are using the provider as Google, it will select the model as Gemini 2.0 Flash Experiential. So now that model is implemented, let's implement our second LLM agent. That will be our presentation agent. And again, the name, description, and instructions. So I'll give it a different name. Generate PPT. Yeah. So again, a description. So and the last one will be instructions. So here the instructions will be large because our tool call is very complex. Like it takes a dictionary as an input parameter. So we have a get complete data from the state key data. So what this means is the first LLM agent that we have will store a data into a session. So that data we will take it into a presentation agent. So I'll give output key as data here. So it will store the data into this output key and then take it into our second LLM agent, that is presentation agent. Okay, we have some instructions. This is the example JSON that is required as the input parameter to the tool. So what the LLM will do is it will create the JSON first and then will call our tool with the input parameter as this JSON. The next parameter is the model parameter. And the last one will be tools. So tools we have already created. I'll pass it here. Yeah. So now that we have created our two agents, basic agents, we will try to understand agents a little more. So in simple words, agents are in charge of understanding what the user wants, like choosing the right tools to use and managing the steps to get things done. So in ADK, starting with the base agent, this is the foundation class that all the agents in ADK extend to. So the first one that is extending to base agent is LLM agent that we have already used. So these agents are powered by large language models. As we have seen already, we have provided a model to all the LLM agents that we have created. This helps for reasoning and decision making. So the second agent will be workflow agent. These agents coordinate multiple steps or follow a defined flow. So like for example, we can use sequential agent to run the agents or tools in a sequence, one after the another. So the next one is parallel agent. Let's say you want to research and you are using multiple research agents, like you are using Google tools and Bing search tools. In this case, we can use parallel agents to execute all at the same time. Or a loop agent to execute tasks in an iterative manner. The last one will be custom agents. So these agents extend base agent directly to implement custom logic or unique integrations tailored to specific applications. Like for example, if condition A is met, run agent 1. If condition B is met, run agent 2. For any such specific logic, implement this custom agents. Now that we know much more about AI agents, let's create a multi-agent system. So currently we have a Wikipedia agent and a presentation agent. Let's create one more agent that is called as root agent. And this agent will be responsible for coordination between the other two agents. So the description is agent to retrieve Wikipedia content and generate a PowerPoint presentation on that content. So let's give the model here. It has one more parameter called as sub agents. So this here we will mention all the agents that it needs to collaborate with. So Wikipedia agent and presentation agent. Now that we have created the collaboration agent 2, let's go to the model configuration. That is, we still have to add the API key for our Gemini model. So I'll add this here. For production apps, you can use Vertex AI. For prototyping, you can use Google AI Studio. So we will be using Google AI Studio today. So let's go to get the API key. Let's just search for Google AI Studio and then click on the first link. Here we have a button called as get API key and then create API key. So just copy this API key and your environment file. Yeah, so now we have all the setup ready. So let's fire it up. So we can run ADK agents in different modes. These are the modes. So the first one will be as a command line interface, or as a server to expose endpoints and APIs, or with a pre-built UI. It also has an eval feature that lets you evaluate your AI agents. The most interesting one I feel is the UI, so let's fire it up. It has given a link, so we will click on that. Yeah, so this is the pre-built UI for ADK. We can select our agent. This has attachment button, also a voice button and a video button. So these are the inputs that are provided to the agents. It also has session. So session helps for managing multi-turn conversations. It also has streaming. So streaming allows real-time responses. Let's type a message here, just Bill Gates. So let's see what it does. So it went to the agent and the tool. It has all the contents from the Wikipedia and it is asking me what to do. Generate a PPT. Again, it went to the agent. It has created the JSON required and it has called the tool. So presentation is created successfully. So before seeing the presentation, let's see some events. So events are basically it tracks every interaction between the agent and tool. So this is the visual of what has happened. It has request body and the response body that we have got from the agent. This helps for traceability. We can monitor our tool failures, also debug misinterpretations in real time. Let's check the PPT presentation that it has created. So this is the Wikipedia content that it has extracted and it has created the PPT through that. We have created a multi-agent system as promised. So if you want to refer the complete code, the code is in GitHub. The link is in the description. My thoughts on ADK will be it's a complete balanced package. So if you're building AI agents, it's a good package to build with. It's open source, it's modular, it's great for production ready systems. So this is all about Google's Agent Development Kit. Feel free to reach out with any more details or questions. We are just getting started, so don't miss the next one. Hit that subscribe button. See you again.